Okay, your daughter. How did your daughter take the news of you being stage 4?
Her and I are so close, and she's devastated by it. She tries to ignore it and act like it's not happening, so that she
Like,
doesn't
is
have
that
to
how
have
she was?
reality.
Like, when you initially told her, like, what was her reaction?
She cried. She wanted to know if I was going to die.
How old was she when you told her?
She was 17.
Okay.
So she was her last year in high school, and we were living by ourselves in California. And it's just always been her and I. So it was devastating for her to hear that I'm going to go somewhere and she won't be with me. She's had her nervous breakdown several times and has said how she's just going to go when I go. And I've had to talk to her and tell her how much I need her to finish everything and do everything and grow up and make me proud with all the stuff. And she's doing exactly what I'd like her to do. So it just sucks that I'm not going to be there to see.
Well, you never know. I mean, they said
so.
it would be, a year and a half, and it's been 4 years. And has her attitude towards you changed since then? Since you've made it beyond that point?
We've gotten closer. It's been harder for her though, because there's things that she wants to do, but now that she knows that I'm dying, she feels guilty about doing stuff. Like, I should have spent New Year's Eve with you. I don't know if it's going to be your last New Year's Eve, and I'm being selfish and want to go out with my friends. And that's not the case at all. I want her to go
so you
and
still
live her
want her
life.
to live, right?
Yeah, I want her to live her life and not come and spend New Year's Eve with me just because I'm dying. I want her to be a kid and do the stuff she's supposed to do.
Well, you look good and healthy now. So tell me how did this start?
I was diagnosed. I found a lump in my breast, and I told my doctor about it, and she didn't see any issue with it. I was only 35. She said, let's go ahead and do our hysterectomy that I was already planning on doing, and she said, we'll worry about it later. And December came around, and I went back for my follow-up visit, and I told her, I said, the lump is still there, and we went and had the test done, and it just spiraled out of control. That all of a sudden I'm going to the surgeon, I'm getting blood work done, I'm getting a mammogram that I've never had done before because I was only 35.
Right.
And then getting diagnosed. One day I was stage 2, they said, and then it went over the weekend. I had the biopsy, and then the weekend went over, and then I got the call that it was stage 4, and then it had spread to do the PET scan. It had spread to the liver, several spots in my back, several bones all over the place, my breasts, my lymph nodes, and that was pretty much.
And breast cancer usually goes to your B's and your L's, your bones, brains, liver, lungs.
Yep, and mine had already gone to the bones and the liver, and I had no clue that I was sick at all. No clue. Just completely.
And how old were you diagnosed?
Flabbergasted me. January 2nd,
you
2012.
How old were you?
35.
Wow.
Well, it was right 36. So it was right after my 36th birthday. Kelsey was turning 18 that year, and she's supposed to graduate from high school. And then I was supposed to start my life of my different chapter in my life, and having a daughter in college, and me being single with no responsibilities. And instead I started a new chapter of metastatic terminal breast cancer.
How was these last 4 years?
It has been constant doctor's appointments, sickness, IVs, living 3-month increments at a time for your PET scans. Because you have your PET scan. If the PET scan comes back and it's clear, you get another 3 months that you don't have to worry about anything. Then that 3 months comes again, if the cancer's back by then you have to start all the treatment over again. And I already have to do IVs because I'm HER2 positive. So I do IVs every 3 weeks.
And what's the IV? What's that?
It's Herceptin, Perjeta.
Okay.
And that's medicine that helps with the HER2 receptors, and mine's an aggressive cancer because I'm HER2 positive.
Wow. Like it's, I don't know. Like what would you say to another young lady who's just been diagnosed or who just found out that she has stage 4 cancer?
To have hope, because they tell you that statistically you have a year and a half, and you just get smacked in the face that you think your life's ending at that point. I'm not going to see my daughter graduate. I'm not going to see all these things happen. And I've been here 4 years now. And my main goal when I got diagnosed was to see my daughter graduate from college. And I'm getting ready to go see her graduate in May 6th of this year. And then I've got more goals after that. But
what's your next goal?
Don't give up hope.
What's your next goal?
My next goal, I want to see my daughter get married, meet the right person. I'd love to hold my grandbabies.
Jesus.
That would be fantastic. But I also don't want my daughter hurrying along and doing that just because I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to go explore and just to see the world and do everything that she deserves to do.
Oh, I personally sometimes I kind of dealt with the guilt of feeling like I gave or will give or could give my daughter cancer. Like, did you ever worry about that? Like, I even worried about that, like, with even having another child after, initially being diagnosed, saying if I had a little girl, would she had to deal with this one day, or would I be passing this on? Like, has that ever been a concern for you?
I've thought about it. I haven't really verbalized it very much or talked about it, but it worries me because I do not want her to go through this. And she's only 21 now.
And so basically at 25, they'll start, testing her.
Yeah.
And, start with her scans or mammograms, however they decide. Since they usually start your treatment 10 years prior to your mom being diagnosed,
Okay.
Just check, just scans or mammograms. Usually the doctor will decide which would make my daughter 16. And they didn't want to start testing her so young.
No.
So they started at 18 with ultrasounds. And then this year, actually having to get 2 mammograms. And it's a lot. It was a lot on her mentally. Does your daughter express fear to you, or
She hasn't expressed it for herself, no. She's more consumed with me leaving her. That she hasn't, I'm sure she hasn't even thought that she has a stronger chance of multiple sclerosis and of breast cancer, because I
And
have both of those.
do you have an MS? Like, does that affect the cancer anyway, or does the cancer affect the MS?
The MS, a lot of the cancer medicines have actually helped the MS because it breaks down your immune system a lot, and that's in MS. That's one of my things is my immune system's attacking my nerves. So it's kind of helped in that sense, but no, I just have two crappy diagnoses that I've got to deal with and just go on with it. It sucks, but it doesn't. When you say it out loud and you hear everything, it sounds so horrible, but in reality, it doesn't seem that bad going day to day because you got to be positive and you got to just keep going and go for that graduation goal or whatever goal that you have. You can't just stop living. I've adjusted all of my goals, so I definitely don't have the same goals as I did before I was diagnosed, but you just realize what's important and you just go from there.
Oh, you have such a great spirit, and just in talking to you, you seem to be handling it so well. I know it's never easy, and people always say, gotta be positive, remain positive. You don't want to be positive every day. Not that you don't want to, you can't. Like, it's unreal. Just to think about life, period. And that's what you're going through, and worrying about your daughter, missing your daughter, and you spoke about your bond with your grandmother. It's hard to remain positive when you're worrying about all that. But you have been just in great spirits, and just talking to you, and I thank you. You've opened my eyes to, just having that daughter relationship, and usually everyone else I talk to, children, at our age, children are so much younger.
Yeah.
So they're not dealing with this 20, 21-year-olds that we have, and so them really being able to see what's going on and understand what's going on, and not being a child and mommy don't feel good or mommy has a headache, and it's not that. To have a daughter that understands, and to the fact that she's still flourishing in the midst of all this, shows how awesome of a job you did.
I'm happy that she's flourishing, and I want her to continue to do that even after I'm gone. I hope that I've instilled the right things in her, the right values, and that she will just keep going. That if and when I do pass, that my family will continue going, and that my daughter will definitely continue going, continue living and thriving and doing all of the goals that her and I have set in the past, and fulfilling every dream that she deserves to have, and never giving up in the face of whatever you face, whatever tribulation. Just never give up.
Right now, if you had to give a message to your daughter, if you had to put a message in a box to give to your daughter, you had to write a note, put in a time capsule, or what
I don't even know what to say. I guess just, I love you. And always, always know that there is nothing better in this world than you. And you've made my life what it is now.
Wow. Like, I've never asked anybody that question.
That's a hard question.
I've never asked anybody that question.
She's so worth it.
And so, when I asked you, my question, the answer in my head was, I love you. So for you to just say the exact same thing, both of us sit up here crying. But, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I love you, and I just hope you always know that.
That's special. But thank you so much. Thank you for putting it out there. Because you always see, I always tell people, breast cancer isn't this pink ribbons and us at the race. There's so much before that and after that. You don't know what it took for somebody to get up in the morning to get to that race. You don't know the girls who couldn't get up in the morning to get to the race, or was it too much pain, or been up all night, and you just don't know. And I want people to actually see the real face the breast cancer. Even just to say, X amount of people get it a year, or 5,000 people, or under this age, or 1,000 people will pass this year. Like, I want people to see 1,000 faces. You just hear 1,000, you're like, okay, 1,000 is a lot, that's it. But to actually see 1,000 faces, or to actually see the number of young women that actually, have to deal with it, because sometimes people make you feel like you're some kind of freak show, like you're the only person in the world, you're the only young person in the world with breast cancer, and you're not. So just for somebody to watch this video and feel like they're not alone, and can feel your pain, and who shares your same concerns and fears, and and trials, and I feel like I went through it alone, so I don't want anybody else to have to go through it. So if I could just so if this message helps just one person, I've done my job.
Yep, and I'm happy too for sharing, because it's hard. It's hard.
Definitely.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.